Back in July, Playmate Dani Mathers set the internet on fire with a nude picture of someone else. And now she may face actual jail time for breaching privacy laws because of this. You may remember the photo that she posted on Snapchat. It's in the background there is a nude woman, and she looks shocked, and she's written a body-shaming comment. If I can't unsee this, then you can't either. The image has been censored here. Now the woman who is in the picture, allegedly in her 70s, has come forward and is willing to testify against Mathers. So, Mathers, on her own part, has apologized for this. I know that body shaming is wrong, and that's not what I'm about. That photo was supposed to be part of a personal conversation with a girlfriend, and because I am new to Snapchat, I really didn't realize I had posted it, and that's a huge mistake. So basically, I meant to post it, but I didn't want everyone to see it.
I just wanted to make fun of this poor woman to just my snarky model friends. Well, that's very nice.
That was just for us. Like, I don't want everyone to know I'm terrible, just my friends.
Yeah.
Well, but to be fair, like, real talk. I mean, you don't want, I certainly don't want all of my text messages and various exchanges sort of publicly released.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that
obviously
is fair.
what she did is totally, like, she's a complete asshole. She's a bad, bad person. And I was kind of proud of myself for never having done anything as nasty as that. But principle, like, still applies. I mean, I wouldn't want to publicly expose it. She did publicly expose it, though, by not knowing what she was doing. So,
if you believe her on that.
Yeah,
and I
if you
do,
believe
just
her.
because
Yeah.
it seems so plainly obvious that making it public would
Well, I mean,
generate the kind of reaction she received. Maybe
you really think so?
She
No.
could
She's
be a
been on
dum-dum.
Snapchat before.
Yeah.
She's not completely brand new to this. I
she
think.
had been on Snapchat.
Yeah, I mean, not like it wasn't like her first day on Snapchat. So, I mean, that's an easy. It sounds like it could be an excuse.
Snapchat, the one that, so did that one go away, dissolve?
It dissolves away, but people can screenshot it and keep it, which is what happened because we now have this evidence to follow us around.
Oh, so maybe she thought I can get away with it publicly because it's gonna go away.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people post things that aren't necessarily, perfect for their image, or maybe she thought she was being edgy. I don't know. It's all speculation.
Well, look, there's two different worlds, okay? There's the world of social media where everybody judges everything and you have to be really, really careful. And then there's the private world where a lot of people are goofballs and they think that stuff that's super offensive is really funny because they don't know anyone who is fill in the blank, who is black or who's 70 years old or who is this or who is that, right? And so they love the, right? So there's a lot of that we're not exposed to in our liberal bubble here, right?
Well, we're also like, a changing room is, there's naked people there usually, but if you're not usually there, you think it's crazy that there's naked people all over the place and that I would be able to do this thing. But at the end of the day, it's a shitty thing to do. I mean, criticizing someone for trying to improve themselves.
No one's going to dispute that it's a shitty thing, whether she's trying to improve herself or not, or whether her doctor mandated that she has to go there.
It's her health.
Right. You can't take a picture of someone in a naked picture in a public place and point at them. Like that's pretty basic. You couldn't 50 years ago, you couldn't take that picture and then put it up at the local drugstore.
Although she sent a follow-up Snapchat of laughing like you just did, Cenk, I would like tone it down 30% because that would be kind of funny if she was actually, ha ha ha, look at that. Then it was so on the nose. It'd be sorry for her.
So the issue then to me is does she deserve to, now the latest
6
issue
months.
is she deserved prison. And I am, I would say, I lean
It's
jail.
Jail.
Locked up, freedom taken away. I
Like
lean
the
a hard
Akon
no
song.
on that.
Yeah, well, the guy who did it to Aaron Andrews, he got significant jail time. So context definitely matters. Okay, so my thoughts on this. One, I don't know what it is about the word body shaming, but it irritates me. I don't like that word. So, can we go back to calling people dicks? Like, it was a dick move. She shouldn't have done that, right? Like when you
All right, then she did it with a dick move comment. If I have to see this again, whatever. But I mean, all that aside.
It's like, okay, if somebody, I felt like if somebody body shamed me, I'd be like, whatever, dude, right? Like, but if somebody took a naked picture of me and put it up, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck, right? So the body shaming to me is like we're focusing on the wrong part.
That's the criminal component of the case, though, is taking a nude picture.
Yeah,
of
that's
somebody,
the
posting it.
illegal part.
privacy to
That's
me.
the part that violates California privacy laws. The second
Yeah.
part just comes off as, oh, I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
also.
yeah, that's it. And so to me, taking a naked picture of someone and posting it online is pretty bad. So, like calling someone fat, I don't care about at all. Okay.
What about
like,
shishman?
Shishman, go for it. That's
right.
the Turkish word for fat.
Yeah.
Something that perhaps I've been called in the past. Nobody's going to jail for that. I don't care that people are offended. Yada yada. I mean, you guys can care personally. Go nuts and hate each other, but I don't know. So what do we do? What do we do when people take naked pictures of other people and put them online? Is that a thing we put people in jail for? I'm really on the fence. Like, jail's a pretty harsh thing. On the other hand, I really don't want people going around trying to be pervs and taking pictures of people and putting it online. That's just not.
Well, there is the idea that they're
Yeah.
making an example of her because she is a public figure. She was a playmate. And there was a lot of internet backlash and furor over this. LA Fitness banned her for life for doing this.
That
which
makes
probably
the
speaks
perfect
the
volumes.
ultimate punishment.
Yeah.
No.
LA Fitness.
I banned
man.
myself from LA Fitness for
Yeah, I
life.
was going to say that's like that's a win for her.
Is LA Fitness like that's the equivalent of like New York? Like is there one there, like New York Sports
I
Club or something
don't
like
care
that?
for
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's a different shame.
yeah.
Regardless, I mean, but if this was somebody like who, as you said, like did this in a more explicitly kind of like sexually perverted way, I don't think there'd be any doubt that
That's
they
right.
would face some jail time.
So it does matter, the
Right.
extraneous part that's not technically in violation of law. You know, the I'm an asshole or I'm a
I'm a
perverted
predator,
asshole.
right?
Yeah. So you guys think that that's relevant here?
I don't know if
And-
it's relevant to the actual crime. Right?
Yeah.
Because isn't the crime just
In
violation?
the
of
public eye it
privacy?
is, but
Yeah.
otherwise maybe not.
But it's funny that we're making we think that there should be a little bit more protection for the dicks, for who are just being dicks and not being pervert dicks.
Right. Well, you get to because you get to be. You don't get to go to prison for being unpleasant, and this may rise to this doesn't rise to the level of violation. It's clear a violation of privacy. Is prison time warranted for that violation of privacy? Rikki Klieman, who we had on the show a couple times, right?
Yeah.
She's CBS's news legal analyst. She says there's no question that by her own caption she intended to shame this woman, and that's the nub of the case. If it's the nub of the case, then she doesn't go to prison, to me, if that is really, because
Yeah.
you can shame someone in America. It's terrible and you're unpleasant and you get to be vilified by the world in response. There's no, I don't want to hear anybody saying, what about her First Amendment rights? No, this is First Amendment in action. We are mocking Dani Mathers. But shaming someone, I can't shame you and you can't send me to prison. Like that just doesn't, we don't
Yeah,
get
give
to
her
take
20
some,
days.
we think 20 days?
20 days, just a nice solid number.
Yeah,
I don't
20
know.
days.
Hang there for a little
Should be
while.
out in 12.
Yeah, she'll be out at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Well,
go.
you know what? Look, so you can give her, maybe this is the compromise. You give her a Dinesh D'Souza type of sentence.
So you got to debate you?
Yeah, got to get your ass kicked by me.
Dinesh D'Souza.
That's too harsh. Way too harsh.
Sorry.
So D'Souza, when he violated campaign finance laws, and how he managed to violate campaign finance laws, which are nearly non-existent, is amazing. It's a different kind of dum-dum. Anyway, so what they did to him was, well, come on, you are white collar. You're one of us. So we're not going to give you real prison time. He would report on the weekends at night. So it was like a hotel, right? But he would have to show up to prison.
To
and-
sleep?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sleep.
For 2
yeah.
nights.
And he'd get all ready for it.
Or
And
3
he'd,
nights,
he
yeah.
had a ritual. He'd just eat a Subway sandwich like he was a hardened guy. Like
Subway
it's a
sandwiches
bunk
are
bed. You're going to sleep in a bunk bed in
basically
a
punishment.
incredibly
Yeah, I
low
agree.
security jail, prison, whatever it was, right? So maybe you do like she goes to prison in a way like rich people do. So like, wow, that's at least she went to prison and community service and a giant fine.
Well, going
right?
back to like the part that is the nub, the shaming, the embarrassment part. Sorry, you hate shaming. That's going to hurt her reputation far more than I think
Totally.
20 days in prison would, because she's done. The public does not like her now. They think she's an awful asshole, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
And
Well-
there's
hurt her
no one
brand.
doing that.
She'll have new fans though. The
Yeah.
alt-right will love her.
Oh, definitely.
Like if she embraces it, she'll be their queen.
So what what's our verdict? Does she go to jail? Like, it's up to you. Do you send her to jail for any amount of time?
A little bit.
A little bit? Michael, jail?
20 days.
20 days.
Out in 12.
Dinesh,
Weekend jail?
weekend jail, and when she gets out, has to debate me.
I vote no jail, but I've been eliminated. So she's going to probably 20 days, maybe 10 weekends.
It's amazing to
Yeah.
be such a Hillary shill and not support this punishment of
That's
body
true.
shaming.
Yeah, it's weird. I
incredible.
don't know. I didn't get the memo on that today from the
Yeah.
campaign.
You get hours of more content if you're a TYT member.
Somebody go get a six-pack.
And let's all enjoy it together. TYTnetwork.com/join.